At a very low temperature, a semiconductor A becomes a conductor. B becomes an insulator. C may become a conductor or an insulator. D will remain a semiconductor, becomes a conductor or an insulator. The correct answer is becomes an insulator. The color code on a carbon resistor is red, black, silver. The value of resistor is A 22,000, B 2,200, C 22,500, D 2210. The correct answer is 2210. Some typical examples of macroscopic quantities are A. Conductivity, B. R, C. Dielectric constant, D. All of the above. The correct answer is all of the above. The temperature coefficient of a thermistor A is positive, B is negative, C 0. D may be positive or negative depending on its composition. The correct answer is negative. Resistivity of rubber is about A 10 to m, B 10 to m, C 5x 10 8 m, D 5x 10 12 m. The correct answer is 5x 10 12 m. An iron specimen has R 1000 when B 0.3 T. If B 0.35 T R, A will be 1000, B will be less than 1000, C will be more than 1000, D may be more or less than 1000. The correct answer is may be more or less than 1000. Which solid dielectric has highest temperature limit? A E, B H, C C, D F. The correct answer is C. Permeability is analogous to A. Resistivity, B. Retentivity, C. Conductivity, D. Coercivity. The correct answer is conductivity. The color code on a carbon resistor is green, blue, yellow. The tolerance is A 5, B 10, C 20, D 30. The correct answer is 20. The resistivity of intrinsic semiconductors at room temperature is of the order of A 1 m, B 1000 m, C 10 6 m, D 10 3 m. The correct answer is 1 m. In terms of classical representation of electrons, A. An atom is essentially empty, B. An atom is essentially full, C. An atom may be essentially empty or full depending on the material, D. An atom may be essentially empty or full depending on temperature. The correct answer is an atom is essentially empty. To produce magnetic flux, MMF is necessary. A. True, B. False, C. D. The correct answer is true. The relaxation time of electrons in a metal is of the order of A 10 6 secs, B 10 10 secs, C 10 14 secs, D 10 20 secs. The correct answer is 10 14 secs. The circumference of an electron orbit is equal to integer times the wavelength of electron. A. True, B. False, C. D. The correct answer is true. In a specimen of silicon steel, a field strength of 200 am causes a flux density of 0.5 T. In a specimen of cast iron, the same H would cause B to be A 0.5 T, B less than 0.5 T, C more than 0.5 T, D 0.5 T or more or less. The correct answer is less than 0.5 T. In a rare gas, the molecules of some atoms have an excess positive or negative charge. The electric field tends to shift positive ions relative to negative ions. This is known as ionic polarization. A. True, B. False, C. D. The correct answer is true. A liquid has n permanent dipoles p per unit volume and has been subjected to DC field for a long time such that orientation polarization is P0. At T0 the field is suddenly removed, then polarization A will remain constant at P0. B will become 0 at T0. C will delay to 0 with a time constant. D either B or C. The correct answer is will delay to 0 with a time constant. As per Bohr's postulate, only those circular orbits are stable for which the angular momentum is equal to an integer times A true, B false, C, D. The correct answer is true. Inductors used at VHF are made using A air core, B cast iron cord, C sheet steel cord, D thin film technique. The correct answer is thin film technique. If a capacitor C having selectivity factor Q is scaled down in all its dimensions by a factor K without any altering the dielectric material, the new capacitor will have capacitance and selectivity as AC, BQ, C, DCK. The correct answer is Q. The hysteresis loss is A proportional to frequency, B independent of frequency, C proportional to frequency to, D proportional to. The correct answer is proportional to frequency. As regards 0 and R absolute and relative permittivity, A both 0 and R can be interpreted in terms of atomic properties of medium. B only R can be interpreted in terms of atomic properties of medium. C only 0 can be interpreted in terms of atomic properties. D R has no physical significance. The correct answer is only R can be interpreted in terms of atomic properties of medium. Thermistor is used in A temperature measurement, B temperature control, C high temperature alarm circuits of devices, D all of the above. The correct answer is all of the above. Nichrome is used for A overhead line wires, B heater coils, C lamp filaments, D all of the above. The correct answer is heater coils. The electric dipole moment of a neutral system of point charges Q1 Q2 is QI/RI. The charges Qi, A must be all positive, B must be all negative, C must be such that Qi0, D either A or B. The correct answer is must be such that Qi0. The class of insulation of impregnated paper is A, B, B, C, C, D, F. The correct answer is A. The capacitance of an insulated conducting sphere of radius r in vacuum is A2P0R, B4P0R, C4P0R2, D4P. The correct answer is 4P0R. The transition of electron from energy level W1 to W2 is associated with emission or absorption of electromagnetic radiation of frequency f such that AHF W1 Watt 2, BW1 Watt 2 FH, CHF 0.5 watts 1 Watt 2, DHF 2 watts 1 Watt 2. The correct answer is HFW1 Watt 2. Even at room temperature, an intrinsic semiconductor has some holes. These holes are due to A. Electron, B. Doping, C. Thermal energy, D. Free electrons. The correct answer is thermal energy. In carbon resistor color code, if the third band is of silver, it indicates A. that 3 zeros are to be added to indicate the resistance value. B multiplier is 0.01. C multiplier is 0.1. D tolerance is 5. The correct answer is multiplier is 0.01. In a metal, the drift velocity of electrons in the presence of an electric field E is A proportional to E, B proportional to E, C inversely proportional to E, D proportional to E2. The correct answer is proportional to E. At a temperature of about 1 K, aluminium is A conductor, B insulator, C photoconductor, D superconductor. The correct answer is superconductor. If V is the velocity of electron, Tc is the average time between collisions, the mean free path Vtc. A true, B false, C, D. The correct answer is true. When a pentavalent impurity is added, the semiconductor becomes A p-type, B n-type, C intrinsic, D neutral. The correct answer is n-type. In body-centered cubic structure, commas and center of the cube are occupied by identical atoms. A true, B false, C, D. The correct answer is true. For a multiplate capacitor having n plates, A as area of each plate, the capacitance is proportional to A N-A, B N1A, C N1A, D. The correct answer is N1A. The orientation polarization is A1 and 3 only, B2 and 3 only, C1 and 4 only, D2 and 4 only. The correct answer is 2 and 4 only.